This week, you will join me on a conversation with Gustavo, a 70-year-old traveler born in the Philippines and living in Belgium when he is not somewhere else. He enjoys his retirement one journey at a time. This episode contains wisdoms from a seasoned yet young at heart sailor and traveler that has been almost everywhere but is not done yet. What prompted me to make this podcast here with you is I was very intrigued by the fact that you still travel at your age, and I would really like to be that way when I'm older. Could you tell me why you are here in Bolivia right now?
Why?
Yeah, why?
There is no reason that I'm here. I'm just traveling.
Right.
I'm just traveling. I'm away from Belgium, so there's traveling. I want to travel. That's all, and it doesn't matter where. So in 2018, I was already also in South America, and then I thought, yeah, I have to go back to Argentina again, because I went to Argentina in winter. In Ushuaia, and it was cold, and
Yeah. It's freezing. It's like
-5. No, it was not too bad. But,
okay.
But a lot of trails were closed because of the snow.
Right.
Yeah? So and that's why I wanted to go back, and this year I went back to Argentina, Chile, and so on, and I did more or less the same track, but in summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one do you think was better, summer or winter, for the south of Chile and Argentina?
Wow, it's about the same. There's different. The landscapes are different. In 2018, it was much more snow, which is also beautiful. Huh? It was cold, but yeah, okay. You get more clothes and all those things. And I wasn't prepared at that time. I was a little bit. Yeah, I came from Brazil, Recife. Recife, I flew to Buenos Aires, and the first 3 days were good. Wow, good weather and so on. And suddenly weather changed and cold, and I had to buy clothes.
Yeah.
Because I didn't realize that the winter came. So, yeah, and then I went by bus from Buenos Aires, the side of the Atlantic, until Ushuaia, and then from there north.
Yeah, in the mountains north.
Yeah.
Right. So before you did that, you told me that you were a sailor.
Yeah.
So how did that come to fruition? Did you do that all your life already, or?
No, that is a long story. I was still working, and I was working in a big company, and this company had problems, and they had to reorganize. And so the first time they did a reorganization, and they have to fire a lot of people. Second time again, and the third time I was with them. And I said thank you very much, and so I was free, and okay, I got good conditions. But then, just before, I said, yeah, what do I have to do when I am not working anymore? I don't want to sit down in the garden and plant potatoes and watch them grow. So I don't want to do that. And that's why. And then, yeah, suddenly I came to this website with a sailor who was sailing around the world, a Belgian guy. And said, wow, that's what I want to do. And then I started searching for sailing boats and specifications and all those things. I haven't sailed before, not at all.
When was that?
2009.
All right.
Yeah. And in 2010, I bought my sailing boat in Sicily. And then I stayed 1 year in Sicily to get more experience with sailing and this boat and so on. And then in 2011, I sailed the boat from Sicily to Belgium. And then I had to this boat was not ready to sail around the world. I had to add a lot of gear. And also, I was also not ready. For my technical skills, it was nothing. I couldn't sail at all. And then, and in 2015, I left Belgium alone as a solo sailor.
That must be crazy.
Yeah.
I can imagine that it's very frightening at first.
Yes.
Also very thrilling, but yeah, I can see the adventure in it.
Yeah. That was. I had some moments of really I was afraid in the mist. Not afraid, but I'm never
Nervous.
afraid. But nervous and
yeah. Yeah, I get that.
And and then so I sailed to Las Palmas and then Madeira. First Madeira, Las Palmas, and then Cabo Verde, the Gambia. And from there I crossed the ocean to Brazil.
Oh wow! How long did it take you to do the Atlantic crossing?
That was quite 17 days.
17 days.
17, yeah.
Also, Revo?
17 days. Yeah, it was quite fast. It was good. But it was the shortest track.
But how can I imagine that? Aren't the waves on the Atlantic huge because it's open sea?
No.
No? Because in my head it's like calm waves at the coast, and then the further you get out,
No.
the bigger and the more.
I was not alone. In Belgium, I met a Finnish guy, and when I was in the Gambia, we had always contact, and then he was calling me and said, "I want to go with you to cross the Atlantic." I said, "Okay, okay, come over. We do it together." So he flew from Finland to the Gambia, and we crossed the ocean together. But if you go, so you have to cross the Ecuador.
Ah, yeah, a little bit further.
Yeah, and there you have the zones of no wind at all. So
right.
and then so we have to wait for the winds, or we have to start the engine and go more south. But there were moments of that the ocean was like a mirror, no wind at all, and it was flat.
That's quite the opposite of what I imagined.
Yes. So and you cannot throw the anchor because it is more than 1,000 meters deep. Huh? So and then I threw the safety belt outside in the water, and we swam in the sea, in the ocean. Huh?
Yeah.
But this very strange, 2,000 meters deep, and so it's very strange. Yeah.
And how about wildlife? I would be afraid to just go out and be bitten by a shark. Or is there?
The shark is no.
No.
Now there are some aggressive sharks like the bull shark and so on, but yeah.
Not really. No.
No.
Okay, maybe I'm a little bit too afraid of the ocean. But
So then I was in Recife, and there you left, and then in Recife, so I visited Brazil, some cities with my wife, and then she went back, and I continued. So I flew from Recife to Buenos Aires, and then I started my journey in, that was 2018, huh? No. Yeah, 2018. And I traveled South America and so on, and Bolivia.
Right. Let me ask you another question. How does one stay so fit at your age? Like 70? 70 right now? Yes, yeah.
My age?
Yeah.
71.
Oh, 71, okay. But how do you stay this healthy? Like how agile? What would you recommend someone who's like in his 20s right now? How should he conduct his life?
Yeah. Well, you have to do a lot of sports. I think that is the main thing.
Are we talking about very heavy sports?
No. I did a lot of sport, but cycling. I was before I did the table tennis competition, but that is not so heavy. It can be heavy.
Oh, it can be heavy. I played that myself for a few years.
Yeah.
But with a lot of old guys only, and they had the special material where the ball just does other things, and I didn't like to play with that because they were all just defending.
Oh yeah.
Can be intense, but yeah.
It was very intense. Yeah, okay, I was, but sports, that is, and walking and and then also food. Very Asian food is for me the best food. That is
right. But you were born there and you grew up there.
Yeah, but I also cook myself, and I watch what I'm cooking. I'm not always vegetables and not too much meat and so on, and not too much fat. Yeah. But moving, you have to move.
All right.
Yeah, that is the most important thing. And then also, your mind setting. But I think that is also the genes.
Of course, yeah. There's always, you can never cheat your genes. You can have a situation where they express, not like if you have a disease and a certain thing you eat expresses that more, and you know that, you just do less of that.
Yeah.
So you can tweak it a little bit, but you can never cheat them. So in the end...
My mother was also a traveler. And she was also very adventurous. That's my mother. And so I think it's also the genes. Smoking, I smoked a lot before, and I stopped smoking, and I started doing a lot of sports, and so that, I think it helps also.
How many years did you smoke?
30 years. From
30?
15 to 45.
All right.
Yeah.
So there's still redemption for people that smoked a lot. So it's not a dead sign. That
No. You can recover.
Right.
Yeah, sure.
That's nice to hear.
Yeah.
I don't smoke, but I've got some friends.
Yeah. Better not to smoke at all. But no, I don't smoke at all, and
Right.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
you've been on pretty much every continent. You were born and grew up in...
I was born in Indonesia.
Yeah, Indonesia. You lived in Belgium,
Yeah.
or you currently live, right?
Yeah.
And you traveled a lot through South America. Have you been in North America as well?
Yes, but only not the way I travel in South America. That was with my wife.
But you've seen pretty much all the world. What do you think is the best place to be in?
It's difficult, huh?
Right.
There's so many places, and I also have the view of a retired person, and so
of course
I got my pension, and in most countries I can live very well with my pension.
That's nice to hear, because usually retirees have to scrape by, at least in Germany, because they don't have a huge retirement fund. So in that regard, you're quite happy, you're quite lucky.
Yes. But of course, I had to work for it.
Of course.
In my active life, it was not easy. For me, it was hard work. But yeah, now I can. I have my pension. That is okay, and yeah. And then if I could choose for countries, Panama is a beautiful country.
Right.
Easy. Yeah. No, I don't know. So many, not in the States. No, no.
Especially not right now.
No.
With the Trump.
Yeah. No. No. But I will tell you the story of my boat because it has an end.
Right.
Yeah.
Please.
So from Recife, I went north. Was the next French Guiana, and then Suriname, and then from there to Trinidad, and then I did almost all of the Caribbean islands to the north. Guadeloupe, Trinidad, you got Grenada and so on, St. Martin at the north, and then from there I went south again to Islas Los Roques in Venezuela. And then from there, Bonaire and Curacao. And then to Cartagena, Colombia. And then I left the boat there also, and then I did again a trip in South America, Colombia. Through Colombia, it was beautiful, Colombia. Yeah. So, and then I went further to Panama. I crossed the Panama Canal. And then my friend from Argentina, he came also, and the plan was to cross the Pacific together to French Polynesia. But on the way, I got engine problems.
Right.
There's a catamaran. I got 2 engines. And one of the engines failed, full of water, so, and then I tried to fix it, but didn't work. So we had to change course, and we went to Ecuador to fix the engines there. And then in Ecuador, it took quite a long time to fix the engines. And for my friend, his time was up. He has to go back to home. Once the engines were fixed, I started crossing the Pacific alone.
Right.
To French Polynesia. It was about 34 days that I did. Well, it was okay, nice, not a problem.
Yeah.
I got also, meanwhile, I got Starlink.
Ah, yeah.
On my boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had internet on board, so that was not.
I wouldn't worry about that, but 34 days and a lot of time you're in the open sea.
That is beautiful.
Yeah.
That is the most beautiful. Just so the every day you see the sunrise, sunset, and you are so alone. So you can clear your mind.
So would you say sailing is a, let's say, spiritual experience for you?
For me, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the greatest insight that you've gained, have you gained an insight that you want to share during your days on the open sea?
What do you mean? So
Because you said it's
what
spiritual.
I discovered.
Yeah.
No, that's not really discovery, but it's I don't know. You learn a lot about yourself. You get more secured. So you know what you can do and what you cannot do.
Right. Yeah. But that's an insight in itself, no? That you know that you feel more secure about yourself, or you learn yourself better. Yeah.
Yeah, it's difficult to say, but this is my person.
It's different for everyone.
Yeah.
Right, you won the trip.
So, and then I arrived in French Polynesia in the north, and then I wanted to go to Tahiti, And then I visited an atoll, and there I got an accident, and my boat sank.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
I thought you were still alive. No, oh God.
No, yeah. So that's why I say this. The story of the boat has an end.
Right.
That is the end. Yeah. And that was not so long time ago. That was last year in end of August.
And now, what are your plans? Do you want to get another one?
No.
No.
No. So now the boat sank, and fortunately, it was not an ecological disaster. We could recover the boat and put it on land. But this island or atoll is so remote to repair everything. It will cost me too much. Yeah. So that, and also going from Belgium to this atoll to Tahiti, and that is very expensive. So I cannot afford that. So then I said, finished. The people can have this boat. You can do whatever, all
You
the
want,
material and so. So I left everything there. And now I'm starting to travel again, but then over land, and that's now. Huh?
Yeah.
And next project is eventually traveling by motorcycle.
Right. Yeah. We talked about this a little bit earlier about the Route 40 in Argentina and the Carretera Austral in Chile.
Yeah. And then also going from Belgium to my daughter in Kuala Lumpur.
Right. That's also quite a journey. Yeah.
Yeah. So those are the two projects. So I don't know what to do first. First I have to find the motorbike and then and check the routes from Belgium to Asia, to Malaysia. Yeah, you got through Turkey is not a problem, I think. Iran is also not a problem, but then
yeah. Right now, especially.
yeah,
Maybe it's better. In a few
Iran is not a problem. But I don't think no. You can go, and Afghanistan is a problem, but then you're gonna go south, North India, and then so. No, yeah, we'll see.
Yes, you always see.
But for me, you have to go, keep on going.
Yeah, always. What is the beauty of traveling to you?
It's nature and people. People you met, people you meet, and then the cultures. That is for me the most important thing. And nature, so yeah.
Right. If I've got a lot of friends in Germany who don't really want to leave their hometown, and are just content with what they have. Not many things changing. You said you don't want it. You don't want to see the potatoes grow.
Yeah.
But do you think there's also beauty in this lifestyle, or is it just traveling and those people are missing out? What do you think?
No, it's my choice, and they, like I say, my wife, she wants this her choice. So if she wants to do it, is that important for them? It's okay. It's not. If you want to stay at home and leave, don't leave the village. It's okay. Why not? Yeah? There are people going for years always to the same place on holiday. Yeah, why not? I cannot do that, but I can understand if they feel comfortable there. Okay, no worry. But I feel comfortable when I'm not comfortable.
I love that, and I also feel the same way.
Yeah.
And I think that's a great point to end this podcast. If you have anything else to share, please. Otherwise, thank you for your time.
Okay, no worries. My pleasure. All right.
Thank you, Gustavo.